crucial fact. With Winnicott, we could take account of the role of the environment without at the same time losing the distinctly psychoanalytic awareness of the role of the inner life. And Winnicott's affirmation of Freud's work placed him in a continuous line of development in psychoanalysis, rather than play the role of a dissident. In spite of many opportunities to become the leader of the so-called object relation school, Winnicott declined and turned away from any hint of discipleship among those who were influenced by him. He always believed that individual analysts had to find their own way, in effect to rediscover for themselves what others had found in their own way. This makes his work immensely appealing to younger therapists seeking a path that can make the most of their individual histories, talents, and interests. From transitional objects, through various papers on play and creativity, through considerations of culture as a development from transitional space, we get to the revolutionary ideas in his late paper on the use of an object. Here, Winnicott gives us a new awareness of personal factors in the creation of reality. He focuses on relationships that become of use. Especially important individuals survive the continuous backdrop of unconscious destructive fantasy that inevitably accompanies closeness. That other person, by surviving the hate that emerges as a response to his or her otherness, attains a special status as a contributor to life, one who nourishes with what is genuinely new. This paper, coming near the end of Winnicott's life, opens pathways of thought for those who follow. Can it be true that all we perceive, the world out there, in the form of relationships as well as sensory perceptions, is observable insofar as it survives continuous fantasies of destruction? Can it be that we can tell that something is really out there, only if it continues to be there in spite of destructive processes emanating from ourselves? Recent work on the visual faculty seems to support the notion that the seen world is a constructed world, not a passively perceived one. Winnicott's theory, generated entirely from his own long study of human interaction, with its emphasis on a dynamic process of perception rooted in conflict, would seem to form a link between psychoanalysis and neurophysiology. The arc of development of the ideas contained in this book gives us a compact, complex, and continuously enriching set of statements that are electrifying in their originality and the vastness of their implications. The book from its inception has remained in the forefront of psychoanalysis and remains as fresh today as it did when it first appeared. No serious student of the mind can have overlooked playing and reality. As a result of the personal struggle that generated this array of contributions, Winnicott was able to liberate himself from the narrow orthodoxy imposed by Klein on the Freud she inherited, and to find his own path, based upon original observations and the struggle to make sense of them. Through his new language, we come to grips with the primacy of play in all of life. The understanding of psychotherapy as the overlapping of the capacity to play in both patient and therapist. The value of cultural life as a derivative of transitional phenomena, and a host of other areas of interest. Experiences in the area of potential space allow us to have periods of rest from the struggle to draw lines between ourselves and others. There is a built-in strain in human life caused by the need to maintain a line that defines us as separate from others. This line need not confuse and exhaust the baby in possession of a transitional object, and a mother who understands his or her need for a particular kind of comfort. The resting place thus given continues to play the same role in the successive stages of human development. Playing makes it possible to address the otherness of reality. The world of playing, with its variations in the form of culture, allows us to relax the barrier and refresh ourselves with shared experiences that do